Welcome to another episode of Making Dough Show, where we talk about making dough in the restaurant business. And today we're talking about cell phone policy. Yes, we all have this problem. Everybody's addicted to their phones, and that happens to our staff. Let's talk about cell phone policy at your restaurant to make sure our team is focused on serving the rest of the team as well as our customers. So this question was placed on our website at www.makingdoughshow.com. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to cover in a future show as well. This was about cell phone policy, and this particular manager is telling me that I find my staff on their phone all the time. I tell them to put it away, but I don't know how to make it stop. So here is a challenge that we all have. So, our managers and our leadership team, they communicate, we communicate with them all the time via text. Something is going on. So-and-so is a no-show. We need this, we need that. So that's going to be via text message, or for example, our scheduling platform. We send messages to people, or what have you, right? It's like people need their cell phone. We have drivers as well in our restaurant that need their phone to map out addresses where they're going and things of that nature. So just to come up with this absolute thing of don't be on your cell phone at all currently is not working in our restaurant because we utilize the cell phone. Now, a lot of our team do it. Oh, also we have we have a curbside service where our customers send us a text message when they are in a curbside spot. Our people need to look at their, at the company's cell phone. For that, sometimes we have, the front of the house, communicating with the expo person on text, what have you. Bottom line, what I'm trying to tell you, that our people are on their cell phone to do their job or do their job better. And also it is very addicting for them to get on social and what have you. So today I'm going to give you a few practical tips for people not to abuse the freedom that they have, that you are okay with them be on their cell phone to different stuff, again, communicating among the team or with the customer, but not abusing them, hanging out on Snapchat or on Hulu. And yes, those things happen. The first tip that I have for you, and as I always say it, you need to have policies in place proactively instead of you correcting people. So the first thing is, do you have a cell phone policy in place where it is very clear what is okay and what is not okay? And what is not okay, what are going to be the implications if they continue violating that policy? So the first time, maybe you verbally tell them, hey, John, get off your cell phone. What is our company policy? And that is maybe the first time they get a verbal warning, but the second time is going to be a written coaching slip, which is what we do, and it's going to go on their file. So if you do not have a very clear policy in place of what is okay, what is not okay, and what is going to be the implications of them going down the path of what's not okay and them doing that, come up with that policy, create a team memo where you're going to have a section where people are going to say, hey, I'm going to acknowledge that I understand this policy, and you want to get them to sign it. When they have to sign it, it goes on file. It is way more official, and moving forward, you can refer to that policy that everybody needs to know. And of course, that's not even going to be enough because you need to roll out that policy and give them to re-sign it again and again, probably every month or as frequent as you see fit, because you always have new team members and people forget different things all the time. So it's a great reminder to bring that policy back and get everybody to sign it. Another thing that I like doing is ask them how they're going to be perceived. So for instance, if I have a team member, I catch them on social. Again, first off, I give them a verbal warning. Hey, what is our company policy? You're not supposed to be on your cell. I ask them to tell me our company policy, right? So if we've communicated our company policy, I'm going to ask them some direct, honest questions. And that is confronting as a manager, and that is something you need to do to serve the team better. If you are a manager having trouble confronting those who don't serve the team better, you end up getting the team to be very exhausted and not acknowledging those who honor company policy correct, and they're over there doing their job, serving customers, doing prep, what have you, and you're doing them a disservice. You're dishonoring those good team members by not confronting those who are violating your company policy. So I directly go to the team member and say, hey, John, tell me what's our company policy. And because we've been over communicating their policy, I expect them to know that policy. If they tell me I don't know, that is a problem. I have that on file because they signed it. So ask that direct question. Hey, John, what's our company policy when it comes to cell phones? Once they tell you the policy, you can say, are you in violation of that policy being in your cell phone right now? They're going to tell you yes or no based on what you've heard, right? So based on the policy, maybe it is time for you to give them a coaching slip. So based on that, you've signed it already. I need to give you a coaching slip. And 3 of those is going to get you terminated. Are we on the same page? Yeah, we don't need to get mad, right? We're just communicating our company policy. Another thing that I like doing is ask them again, what are the implications of their actions? Hey, John, you're over here on your cell phone. Susan's over there cleaning bathrooms, or so-and-so is making dough right now. How is that going to feel for your fellow team members watching you slacking off and not helping them out? Do you want to be that kind of a team member? What does that tell you about the teamwork when it comes around? Are you a good team member? Are you being selfish? I ask them question and have them answer the question of what are the implications of them being on their cell phone. Or listen, we have customers in the dining room. How's that going to, don't you go to other restaurants, for example, right? How is that going to feel for you to have a server over there on your cell phone? What would you think about that server? What would you say about their work ethic? Have them tell you the implications of their actions. A lot of times just putting things into perspective is good enough for people to correct the issue. When you just tell them, don't do that, without putting them in perspective and communicating the why, it won't be as effective. Have them tell you to think, and what are the implications? What did that tell them about their leadership? Because you expect more from them. I already touched on this, but know that part of confrontation isn't you making statements, but rather asking direct and honest questions in a courteous way. Maybe you have a team member who's on their cell phone a lot during the evening shift, and you say, hey, John, I've been seeing you on your cell phone a lot. Is there any family issues? Is there any emergency going on? A lot of times they're going to feel bad. Oh, nothing's going on. You know what I mean? So when they're telling you that, you know what I mean? Give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe there's an emergency going on. So if you go in there and say, John, I find you on your cell phone all the time, blah, blah, blah. If you're making statements as a manager, without having the context, it's going to come across insensitive. So maybe there is an emergency going on that you're not aware of. So if you catch them on their cell phone, ask them that direct question. I've been seeing you on your cell phone a lot. What's going on? Are you doing okay? Is there any family issues going on? And maybe there is a family issue going on. You can tell them, hey, do you want to step away and take a 10-minute break and go call your family member and whatever thing it is? And they're going to say no. Okay, so when do you clock out today? They're going to say 8. Okay, you're going to be here for the next hour and a half. I'd like you to serve this team and serve our customers better by putting your cell phone away. Raise people's leadership, and you'd be surprised they will match up to what you expect. But you need to be communicating that expectation a whole lot more often. And yes, we have those same issues with our cell phones, problems around. So this is going to be an ongoing basis what you and I need to do as managers when it comes to cell phone policy or any other policy. Let me know your thoughts on this. What are cell phone policies at your store? I would love to hear your thoughts. You can send me an email to makingdough@gmail.com. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube and on all podcast platforms. And it would mean the world if you leave us a review on iTunes for the podcast. And with that, let's get back to work and make some dough. Thank you. Bye-bye.